Hello and welcome to the Archers Arena up at King Croy campus for Cardiff Met's first home game in the British Wheelchair Women's Premier League. This afternoon the Archers will take on Worcester Wolves as they both search for their first win of the season. Now the Archers are one of 4 founding members of the Women's Premier League, which began its inaugural season in January 2022, and it's the first para-sport professional league in the UK. Winning 3 and losing 4 matches last year, the Archers will be looking to extend their previous wins over Worcester Wolves this afternoon. However, it hasn't been plain sailing for Met so far as they lost their opening match of the season by 40 points to current second place East London Phoenix. Worcester Wolves are also on the back of a defeat by top of the league and last year's winners Loughborough Lightning. But before the Archers get underway this afternoon, there was one big standout win for Met during the week in the women's football.
Going to stop Met from creating chances, just like this one a couple minutes after the first goal. A lovely ball crossed into the box, unfortunately headed wide. Met continued to attack, and how about this for a strike from Freya Gwynn? As they doubled their lead late on in the first half. No one will know if that was meant to be a cross or an audacious attempt on goal. And with the second half underway, Met again found themselves attacking the Leeds defence. A lovely give and go on the edge of the box opened up the opportunity for Griffiths to grab her second. Unfortunately, the shot was straight at the keeper. Leeds Beckett found their feet, and although not much to offer, a chance was created down the right hand side but was swallowed up by the goalkeeper, who overall had a very quiet afternoon. And with that being one of the final chances of the game, the final score ended 2-0 to Cardiff Met, who are through to the next round of the National Cup.
Yeah, I thought it was good from the girls today, especially to bounce back from last time we had a game. A few players missing today, so some individuals stepped up. I think Fionn in particular did excellent at the back today. She hasn't played for us this year yet. Unfortunately, she's got other commitments with netball, but I'm going to speak to her about that one. But yeah, the girls were good, solid performance throughout, and I think it'll be nice to see who we have in the next round.
It was a dominant performance, and the girls honestly, everyone who played today, it's shown how much hard work they've been putting in. So that's something we want to take forward, and credit to all the girls today for that.
An excellent result for the Met women, a win in the first round of the Cup and through to the quarters. Now the wonders don't stop there. A certain WBBL superstar, GB athlete and someone who came from Met is now off to the States on a scholarship. Izzy Bunyan is the name and basketball is the game.
Izzy Bunyan has been here since she was 14, but her future now lies with Montana State. Got my eye on Bunyan today. I just want to see if she can replicate the scoring that she gave us in the last game. 9 points in the first game this year, but 21 in a very, very close game last time out. When the team needed her, she put the team on her back, told everyone I got this, and I want to see if she can do that again today.
I think she definitely could. She's been showing that in all of her GB games, Archers, all different leagues and everything. She's doing really well.
She looks like she's got a very bright future ahead. We're very lucky to have her here. So Izzy, you've just committed to Montana State, go Bobcats. But why did you choose Montana State? I mean, were there other schools?
So I basically went over there for 2 visits. So I went to Montana first and then spent 2 days there. And then we went to a school in North Carolina. And then when I came home then, I kind of just had to weigh things up and obviously chose Montana. I don't really know why I picked it. Everyone always asks me and I'm just like, I don't really know. There was just good vibes. I'm hoping 3 or 4 years, I think it's 4, do my time, get my degree hopefully, and then see where that takes me then.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew with Izzy that, you know, she was always having that ambition to want to go to America, because I think for anyone that's kind of coming through, you know, the age groups, whether that's GB under 16s, GB under 18s, kind of on that performance pathway, they kind of have the ambition to want to try and see what that, you know, life experience is like out in the States. Obviously, if you can play at Division 1 level, even Division 2, and some that even go Division 3, like it's still a great opportunity. The one thing about Izzy that we absolutely love is just seeing her growth. You know, getting limited minutes 3 years ago to now being a starter and playing such a pivotal role, not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end as well. Like, she was huge in our Seven Oaks game in the second half to kind of get that comeback and go into overtime last weekend. And you can just see that growth and that maturity come, and I'm really excited to see what's next for her.
So Steph Collins, in a nutshell, how much of an impact has she had on your career and this move?
She's given me so many opportunities and developed me and made me this player, so I'm very grateful to her. Yeah, she's a good girl.
So is it bittersweet to be leaving the Archers for Montana, or is it just all-out excitement?
It's a bit of both. You know, I do love it here. I've been here for a while now and it does feel like home. Yeah. But that being said, I am excited to go. It's like a new adventure.
And what a story, what a player, only 18 years old, so we wish her all the best out there. But for now, let's turn our focus to today's game. A few standout players, a few GB athletes, Jade Atkin being one of them. So it's a battle at the bottom for these two teams. They're currently bottom of the table, lots going at stake here, so it's all to play for. So I think now we're going to head out to our commentary team before the team lineups are announced, which is Dav Jones and Dan May.
Archers Arena for what seems like a day we've been waiting for an awfully long time. A curtain raiser here for the Women's Wheelchair Basketball Premier League season. 4 months of long, hard-working preparation has all led to this very momentous occasion. There's always something fantastic going on down here at Campus Kincoid. It's amazing to see that we're still creating and evolving new ways to break ground across a multitude of sports. When you come down to Archers Arena, there's such a diverse selection of sports available for Archers fans and supporters. And it seems like we're about to get the announcement of our starting lineups anytime now. Hello, my name is David Jones, and joining me today is the fantastic Dan May. Dan, how are you doing today, and what do you think of that Archers lineup to get us started today?
Hi, Dav. I'm good, thank you. I'm very excited to see the matchup that we have going on today. Two teams very close to my heart, with Cardiff being very close to my home, and a lot of the Worcester players actually competing with Coventry in the National Leagues where I play, so a lot of familiar faces on the court today.
Okay, so is there anyone you think we should be looking out for today, since you've got such a good understanding of both teams?
Definitely the forwards for both teams are powerhouses, both with experience in the GB setup, with Jade Atkin for Cardiff Archers and Sarah Hope for Worcester Wolves.
So that's both captains that you're tagging out there?
Yes.
Are they both leaders?
Yes, very much so. They both have a lot of experience, and I'm certainly expecting them to take a dominant role, both on the floor and directing teammates today.
Fantastic. So, as well as Jade Atkin, we've got Adele Atkin starting for the Archers today, the Atkin sisters. Do you think that gives them an extra little boost of confidence that they know each other so well?
Yeah, they've definitely both played together for a long time. Adele I've known personally for many years, and she's a very experienced guard. I'm certainly expecting a lot of synergy between the two.
Okay, so Jade Atkin, the captain for the Archers, made a senior GB debut in 2021 for the Euros in Madrid. She also got the bronze at the Commonwealth in 2022. We've got so many awards, medals and celebrations throughout both of these teams today. Do you think that it's things like this league that are going to push Team GB Paralympics to the forefront of sports media?
Absolutely, it's going to contribute massively to bringing wheelchair basketball to the forefront of British media. It's brilliant to see it getting a lot more coverage and seeing people turn out to come and watch the games. It's beautiful to see.
It's fantastic, isn't it? So you're playing up in Coventry, that's right?
Yes.
So what's it like up there? Obviously we don't have a men's version of the Premier League, so how competitive is it up in Coventry? What are the games like?
Coventry is a very competitive club.
Right.
I play in the Premier Division of the National League, which is mixed gender, so quite a few of the people playing in the Women's Premier League we also see feature in the National League Premier Division. I forgot the rest of your question. I'm very sorry.
No. I'm just asking about how competitive is it? What's it like playing up in Coventry? How maybe does it compare to the game that we see here in Cardiff and Wales?
It's very different, I think.
Okay.
See a lot more tactical play.
Right.
I think here we'll see a lot more constructed. Well drilled,
okay.
I'm hoping. Whereas in the Premier League, there's a lot of, especially at Coventry, we're a very transition-focused club.
Okay.
Although, of course, we are working on all styles of play, but we certainly like a fast-paced transition style of basketball.
Right. Do those tactical differences come from the coaches or the players themselves mainly?
I'd say it's a combination of both.
Interesting.
Of course, the personnel that you have available to you will dictate like what you're going to be better at.
Of course.
But, every coach has their own style, and it's a combination of efforts from the coaches and the players to work out what works best for your team.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're about to get started here. What do you reckon we can expect from both teams today? What kind of match are we about to see?
I'm expecting probably quite a high caliber of shooting from both sides. We have people like Jade Laughlin for Worcester is a very good shooter from the mid-range, as is Becca Ganley and Leah Evans for Cardiff. But like I said earlier, also we have a lot of strength with the forwards. So
okay, so it's going to be like physical, down low, and we're going to see maybe a high-scoring game.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
We can all keep our fingers crossed for that one. So there's a lot of pace, and as you just said about Jade Laughlin, is about endurance as well. She's got the Guinness World Record for the longest basketball match ever.
That is not something that I knew, but
that's my fact finding for you. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Brilliantly done.
It's all about endurance as well as speed, I'm assuming, right? I imagine the draining effect it must have of constantly up and down playing with pace. Is that going to play a big part, or is that down to the coaches to rotate the players?
Again, a bit of both. Stamina is very important in wheelchair basketball. You always want to be giving your 100% on the floor so that you can be the best that you can be for your team. But also, not everyone can pound out 40 minutes at maximum intensity. So the coaches will have to keep an eye on their players and make rotations as appropriate.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like we're about to tip off here at Archers Arena. If you couldn't get down with us here live this week, don't worry too much. We'll be back here again next Saturday with a double header with the WBBL fixture on the 25th. If you can't make it then either, make sure to check in with us again at Cardiff Met Sport TV. We've got everything covered on King Coyd campus for you here. All right, well, Jade Atkin in for the tip-off. How important is that first stage of possession, that first break from the tip-off for you, Dan?
Depending on if you have a set play, honestly.
Right.
If you're in a position to get a quick basket off of the tip-off, then obviously can be very beneficial to you. But in the grand scheme of things, it's one possession like all the others.
All right, so Jade Atkin with a miss there, and it's Worcester coming up the other way with Ellen Fraser looking for some support. She finds it in Niamh Horan, and the Archers come the other way with it. Looking to break quickly, Jade Atkin pushing through the middle. Ellen Fraser looking to go herself, and the referee blows the whistle. Well, that was a quick start, wasn't it, Dan?
Yes. A good little run. Obviously, would have been nice to have the finishes inside early, but an early foul on the shot gives Sam Hill two at the line.
Free throws are, of course, so important in basketball. They call them free throws for a reason. If you miss them, you'll regret it. And the first one, not able to go down. And the second goes down. Cardiff are the first to break the deadlock. And let's see if Worcester can reply. Here's Hope pushing forward. A bit of a physical contest going on between Jade Atkin and Bell in the half court, but the basket is down. 2-1 Worcester.
That was a nice little pick back from Kayla Bell there, stopping Jade from getting back to defense.
Interesting.
Allowed Sarah to find the easy mismatch at the other end and put the bucket in.
I see, so that was actually hunting the mismatch by forcing the bigger player to stay back in the half court. Interesting. Tough miss there from Leah Evans. Hope with a push forward. Worcester looking to capitalise on a nice bit of play here, but just out off the rim. Jade Atkin can get us started again for the Archers. She's got support. The ball's made its way to the perimeter. Looking to get something going here. She's got options. Yearn finds Ellen Fraser with the offensive rebound. And on the second time of asking, it goes down. How important are those second chance points in these kind of games?
Very much so. It's always important as a defensive team to focus on boxing out and denying that offensive board, because every time they get the ball back, that's another opportunity for a bucket. And one at a time, they stack up over the course of the game.
Absolutely, those effort plays really count. We had another whistle on that play. It's going to be a side out for Worcester down this right-hand side. Wonder if there's a set play from the coaches in play here. They've managed to get it inside with an impressive catch, and the referee's whistle goes once again. Archer's ball.
Sarah just unable to get off the shot there. When you get swamped in the middle of the key like that, it's often difficult to try and get the ball up, and that just leaves you open to getting caught with a 3-second rule.
Interesting. So Adele Atkin looking to get something moving here. Moving around the perimeter. Here is Leah Evans with a shot, and out off the front rim. Worcester moving forward with power and pace here. Some space to the left. The mid-range shot is open and it is down.
Very nice finishing move.
Back and forth game so far. Cardiff Met down by 1 once again. Jade Atkin looking to instigate some offense. Moving quickly off the break. Large amount of contact, and they call that offensive. Can you explain that for some of our viewers at home who might not be used to some of the rules in wheelchair basketball, please, Dan?
That was a very harsh call, in my opinion. Of course, a charge call in offense is essentially when the offensive player charges footplate first into a defensive chair without control. In my opinion, it looked like Jade was trying to turn there at the end to avoid the contact, but ref's gonna ref.
Ref's gonna ref. And the shot there, she had some space, but it just bounces out off the rim. Look at the agility on display there. Fantastic from Ellen Fraser. Now she's got options ahead of her, but can she find someone in space and in rhythm? Jade Atkin looking to create that separation. Fraser goes alone, and it's out off the backboard there. Too strong. Worcester still up 4-3. Hope looking to capitalise further. And it's out off the side rim. It's a very big transition game so far, it feels like. Lots of misses, causing a lot of opportunities for the breakdown. How important is that transition play when you're playing a game such as this one?
Massively. If you can get an advantage in speed over your opposition and you have the opportunity to keep making breaks up the floor like that, more often than not, you're going to have open shots, which will lead to a lot of points down the line.
Well, that's exactly what just happened there with Jade Atkin, but she was still unable to make it. And we're seeing that blocking there for her to be able to get back on defense. Very successful once again for Worcester. Niamh Horan with a fantastic shot. Very well worked by Worcester. Tom Gunship calls a timeout. He needs to talk things over. Well, that first little period, Dan, who do you think got the best of who there?
I would say that Worcester have probably had the advantage so far. They've been very switched on with their man-out plays, picking back players, denying them getting back to defense. Even if it doesn't come off of the immediate drive off of a man-out, it leaves a lot of options for more cuts, more picking angles to allow people to get buckets later in the offense.
It's so interesting, the strategic play of disallowing someone from being able to engage in defense, therefore creating an overload on one side or a mismatch here and there. Is so much going on at once. So if our viewers at home are missing certain things, you're forgiven, don't worry. It's a very fast-paced, very complicated game, but it's so much fun to watch. You can tell the crowd here are really energetic. How much can that really boost the players when you've got an audience that can really give you just that extra bit of oosh?
Oh, massively. Some of the best games I've ever played in. With a good crowd, the roar, the energy that they bring really drives the players to put in that extra bit, and the pace and the feeling. There's nothing like the feeling of a crowd roaring after a brilliant play.
Well, you've got to stay on side, because when you get to that free throw line, you want it to be dead quiet, right?
Yes, yeah. It's well, some people prefer it a little bit more hype.
Oh, some people prefer the noise.
Occasionally.
And driving inside here, the Archers. Atkin again, just off the rim. That mid-range jump has been open for her a couple of times, but we haven't seen it go down yet. Here's Laughlin driving through, trying to find some space on the right perimeter, and the referee calls the whistle again. And it's going to be Worcester ball. On the side out along the baseline here. Can Worcester conjure up some magic? Nice little quick 1-2 pass there into space. Seemed like she rushed that one maybe a little, Dan. What do you think?
It was an open shot, and when you're confident as a mid-range shooter, it's completely okay and expected to take those. Right. You make some, you miss some.
So she's got that green light from her coach, probably.
Yes, yeah, I dare say.
Oh, Askin once
Brilliant rebound.
again. Great rebound from her sister. And on the second time of asking, it goes down from that same position in the mid-range. On the far side, she's found space, and she has now found success from that position on the court. Interesting to see how that transitions throughout the game. Worcester here looking to create an opportunity. They found space on the left-hand side, ignored by the playmaker, and the ball is out. But Worcester retain possession here. 8 seconds on the clock. Just over 4 minutes to go left in this first quarter. I apologise. I wonder what Tom Guntrip is thinking here. Not long left to get points on the board. And again, the push for the early drive. Archers finding space. Oh, and the layup just goes.
That was brilliant pace up the floor from Leah and Jade there. Really put a lot of pressure on the defense to get back. Just unlucky with that finish.
Yeah, unfortunate with the layup available. Worcester now have a chance to capitalise on another miss for the Archers. They'd like to have the comfort of not just being 1 point ahead, but it's a steal for Ellen Fraser. She's driving up. She should have a clear lane here. And it's down. Cardiff Mets, number 6. My apologies, that's Sam Hill there, number 14 for the Archers, getting confused between the two number 14s. A fantastic break-off, a fantastic defensive play there from Sam Hill. And an instant response from Worcester as the lead is regained. It's back and forth all the time, Dan, isn't it? It's fantastic as a viewing experience.
Yes, it's these are always the best games. The ones where you can't call which way it's going to go, and the lead is switching one way and the other.
That seemed so comfortable for Leah Evans there. You saw the space open up, and it was just like butter. Such a smooth jump shot there.
Yes, very pretty. We're seeing people starting to get into their shooting strides now. It's nice to see.
It was good defense there. Hand in the face by Jade Atkin. Now she's looking to break, but Worcester seemingly stopping the Archers players from getting out of their own half. Jade Atkin on the left-hand side for a change so far. She's got a shot there. Tries to go for the bank, but unable to make it drop here. Bell pushing it forward once again, as she's done so many times so far for Worcester. Archers back in numbers. Wow, crowding her there. The ball's stripped again. Jade Atkin with the outlet pass forward.
That's a very nice fast break, if they can put it away.
Oh, Sam Hill, but it's rebounded again. And once more.
There we go.
On the third time of asking,
nice.
Sam Hill drops it down. What a fantastic defensive play once again. And the energy and the hustle to get 2 offensive rebounds. The Archers get their award. What do you think of that hustle, Dan? Fantastic play.
That was good. That was a lot of the height advantage coming into play there with Sam Hill. Being a lot taller than a lot of the Worcester players. Along with Leah getting her hands in there to get that rebound. Yeah, I mean, you really want to capitalise on those fast breaks first time, but it worked out in the end.
That's why defence wins games, right? That's what they say. Defence wins games. I wonder what the Worcester coach is saying to his players there. Is he just pushing in how important it is to crash those boards? Surely that's got to be his focus here on out.
From here, I can see Simon Fisher gesturing to calm down. Feels like people might be getting a little flustered with the fast breaks. It's important to keep your composure and make sure that you sag back in defense and deny those easy opportunities as much as possible.
So are those defensive rebounds that they're losing out, is that just down to not blocking out the opponents, or is that just being outworked maybe?
Again, a combination of both.
It's a bit of both.
It's always a bit of both. The taller players are always going to make it harder to box them out, but again, it's about making sure that you have that chair position and that awareness when the shot goes up to make sure that you deny them the easy rebounds.
Jade Laughlin here trying to instigate it from the reset. The mid-range shot is up and not quite enough. Can the Archers increase their lead? They want to get to that 2-possession position here. Jade Atkin at the perimeter looking to find a gap. Can't quite do so yet. She's being blocked out by 2 Worcester defenders. The long pass over to Sam Hill. A hand in the face. Oh, almost got it over there. And now the Worcester players are looking to regain that winning position they were in before. Hope here down the right-hand side looking for support on the opposite flank. It's back and forth. It's like watching tennis for a moment here. And we've got Sam Hope once again on the ball. They really trust her to conduct the play so far, don't they, Dan? Just before the shot clock went out, a slight heave. The outlet pass once again looking to get away here for the Archers. This Leah Evans just slowing it down a touch. Keeping control, keeping composure, as you said, Dan. And a hand on the ball from the pass towards the paint. Laughlin again, driving forward.
Very good recovery from Sam Hill there to get back on the defensive side. Unlucky.
Yeah, good initial play, but it seems as if maybe just a lack of concentration there for a second as it seemed to open up right under the basket for Worcester.
Yeah, probably just a little bit of miscommunication there.
And we've got a collision.
Oh, I did not see who went down or how.
Well, it was a last-minute effort before the buzzer, but it's number 7, Adele Atkin, who is on the ground. Luckily, everybody is okay.
She'll be fine.
Cardiff Met are up 11-10 at the first quarter's end. What a fantastic, exciting match we've had before. You were telling me beforehand that you were expected to see a close game in terms of scoring. That's exactly what we've got, Dan. We should come to you before every match. You seem to have all the answers. What would you say the Tom Guntrip and the Worcester coach are going to have to push into their players if they're going to get what they want out of the second quarter?
I feel Cardiff are going to be putting a lot of stress on trying to negate their the pick-back plays that Worcester are running on them, trying to make sure that everyone either gets back into defense quickly, or if they can somehow turn that man out into a bit of a hustle, put a bit of pressure on the ball when Worcester are coming up in transition. And I think, like I said, Worcester will be putting a lot of focus on boxing out because the number of second-hand points that Cardiff have been able to get in this first quarter makes up the difference and more between the teams at the minute.
Absolutely, they'd be well in front if it wasn't for those second chance points, and they'd also be well in front if it wasn't for Sam Hill. 11 points for Cardiff Met in that first quarter, 7 of them going to Sam Hill. 7 rebounds as well in the first quarter. She is well on her way for an enormous stat-padding match. For her, she's been influential on both ends, both getting those offensive rebounds and the defensive rebounds and starting the break. It's that pace in transition that's been able to get them into these great spots, which probably then is what allows that positional play to get the offensive rebound. So it actually starts from the defensive rebound to enable them to get that offensive rebound. I'm sure Worcester will be having a very close eye on Sam Hill in this second quarter. And we are underway. Number 25 for Worcester, that's Jess Dowd-Zazelle. Found an open player on the left. A bit too strong there from Worcester.
Worcester have a lot of very good mid-range shooters, but the shots just don't seem to be falling at the minute.
A very
beautiful drive.
Fast drive. What a layup that was.
Very nice drive from Leah Evans.
The flick of the wrist, a bit of jelly on that finish. Fantastic play. And we've got Dowdazelle once again coming up for Worcester. Lovely entry pass. There was a whistle called.
Just a little clip on the wheel there.
Are we going to get Archer's ball there?
No.
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 I see. It's 2 at the line. So just in case some of our viewers, once again, aren't completely up to date with basketball and wheelchair basketball specifically, can you explain that foul from the referee there?
So when you're trying to defend a chair, you always want to make sure that you're in front of it. What we saw there was Niamh Horan had chair position. She was open to the basket essentially, and she was just clipped on her back left heel by a defender, which is a foul. And because she was in the act of shooting, that was 2 free throws for her.
All right, Cardiff up 13-11. Another whistle called after the free throws after a bit of strength displayed from Jade Atkin. And we've got the Archers driving once again straight into the paint. Finding Atkin under the basket. Foul called.
That was a brilliant kill from Ella Beaumont. That sealed off the defender low so that Jade could just follow her into the key, giving the forward the position that she wanted.
Seems like something they may have worked in training. Here's Niamh Horan bringing the ball up now for Worcester. Looking to tie the game here. Found space on that left-hand side once again. And it's down from Ellen Fraser. Very nice shot there. High arc on that. Made sure that the defenders couldn't get in the way.
Very nice finish from the little shooting pocket.
Leah Evans with the ball for the Archers. Finding teammates. Sam Hill trying to extend her display from the first half.
Caught in the backcourt. This could be dangerous.
And once again, it seemed like lack of concentration or maybe a miscommunication from the Archers there. A space just cleared for the Worcester drive. Fantastic outlet pass to Jade Atkin. Looking to release someone. Worcester back in numbers though. Leah Evans slowing it down here. 6-5 on the clock. Sam Hill hasn't got long here. Unable to apply the soft touch on the finish there. How difficult is it when everybody knows the clock's ticking down, pressure's mounting on that one person to get that shot up in the last dying seconds of the possession? How difficult is that shot? That must be as difficult as it gets, right?
Yes, especially when you're pushed out that far and your chair's off-angled. When it can open up opportunities because you'll be drawing defenders to you in those last few seconds, but as the person with the ball, there's a lot of pressure.
So in that moment, you need to have some clarity to be able to find an open teammate when that double team might come towards yourself. Jade Atkin with a fantastic catch.
Lovely post-up.
Unbelievable play, and once again the Archers are level in this one. 15-15, 7 minutes left to go in this first quarter. What a fantastic matchup we've got so far. Archers back in numbers, but Worcester are looking to penetrate the defense again. Space found, but too strong, and it's an offensive rebound, my apologies, for Worcester this time out. Another mid-range shot from the same spot, and again it's the third time of asking. Worcester keeping the pressure, keeping the hustle, and they get that offensive rebound. Well, maybe they took a page out of the Archers' book in that quarter break.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of miscommunication there, I think. To leave people open under the basket in that defense was not what they wanted.
Absolutely. Sam Hill attempting the outlet pass there to Leah Evans on the break, but just a little too strong with it there. She's quick, but she's not that quick. Hope here looking to create some magic. Atkin defending down low. And foul called by the referees. Archer's ball.
Not quite a foul there. That one was a jump ball call.
Oh, jump ball.
Yes. So when players from opposing teams both have hands on the ball and there's no clear possession for a couple of seconds, then a jump ball's called, and it alternates in which direction the possession will go.
All right, so it's not literally a jump ball, it just alternates possession. Incredibly interesting. Worcester with a chance to get on the break once again here. Very good jockeying of position as they transition.
Much better transition defense from Cardiff. Is good cover.
Atkin with a hand in the face, and it's a steal from Leah Evans. Looking to find a teammate here. Needs to keep that dribble alive. Referee's whistle goes against the Archers here. Worcester with a good little couple of minutes here. Maybe they can pull away. 17-15, 5.5 minutes to go. We are getting a substitution for Worcester. Alana Brand joining her teammates and instantly looking to create chaos, it seems.
You always want to create chaos. Always.
Is that your motto, Dan?
Oh yeah. I'm a pain.
Dan May, chaos creator. And here are the Archers.
Put that on my next jersey.
Your Instagram bio, surely. Dowdazell losing out to Leah Evans once again. Jade Atkin from that right-hand side. She's liked that shot all game long. Ball one.
We've got another jump ball.
Another
going
jump
in the
ball.
other direction.
I see. And possession has alternated. So it's Worcester ball here. 15-17. We've been stuck at that score for a little while now. We had a substitution there for the Archers. Neve Watson jumping in. Ball progressing up the floor quickly from Fraser. Oh, rushed that one. And once again, Akin with the outlet pass, but a bit too strong.
Good defense. That was good pressure from Leah there.
Referees call a foul though.
No.
Offensive.
That one, not even a foul. That is one of those situations where if a player comes out of their chair,
right.
I don't know the exact ruling on it, but I've always thought that if they come out of their chair unnecessarily, in that they could have prevented it,
right?
Then it's essentially a violation, but without the foul.
Okay.
But don't quote me on it. I haven't read the handbook.
No problem. But possession is given to the Archers after some fantastic work from Leah Evans, and here she goes to top it off. But unlucky once again. The Archers lost that shooting touch that they had in the first quarter so far here, and Worcester have an opportunity. They've got players over, and the pass is just overhit. It's been a scrappy couple of minutes at Archers Arena here. Looking for cooler heads, perhaps. Tom Guntrip with a smile on his face. He seems to be enjoying it.
Tom always enjoys his basketball. He's a happy man.
He is a basketball man through and through. Leah Evans slowing it down, finding Sam Hill. And a beautiful mid-range shot. She's been as influential as anyone so far on this match. And the Archers tie the game once more.
It definitely feels like the momentum has been in Cardiff's favour for a few minutes, and with that bucket, hopefully. Oh.
And one for the substitute, Dowdazell.
I was gonna say that the scoreline might start reflecting it, but that was a brilliant finish from Jess there.
It seems to be going against them straight away. As soon as they reclaim that tied possession, they go down the other end, and it's an and one. So it's going to be a 3-point play if Worcester can take advantage. We've got a couple of substitutions coming in here for Worcester.
Commentators curse and all that.
Yeah, it seems to play true, I've got to say. So Laughlin back in, Amber Laughlin. We've also got Kayla Bell re-entering, and she's on the ball straight away from the miss.
Another very good offensive rebound.
Tuase finds Hope, and again to Laughlin, but it's too short. Maybe we need to get the sound effects in for the air ball, just to get this crowd going a bit more.
Harsh.
Archers trailing by 2. That and one not quite as damaging as initially thought. Leah Evans trying to instigate the offense once again. Great bit of agility there.
That's a very good position from Neve. Couldn't quite capitalise on it there.
Ball stripped, but Archers recover. The Atkins sisters combining and not quite able to retain possession.
Cardiff are getting a lot of very good chair position at the minute, but just seem to be lacking that killer instinct to push through it.
just unable to capitalise so far. We're sure that Tom Guntrip is going to have words about that. He has risen to his feet. And Worcester tag on 2 more. It's a 4-point lead. It's a 2-possession game for the first time since the game begun. That shows you just how back and forth this game has been so far. Here's Sam Hill. Once again putting her a stake on the game. She has been phenomenal. That's 11 points and 7 rebounds for Sam Hill. Cardiff have only scored 19.
When someone as consistent as Sam is today is breaking into your key, you really can't afford to come off them there. It's important to absolutely swamp them, especially when they get the ball.
Absolutely. Her teammates have to feed her every time she's in good position today. A bit of good luck for the Archers as a missed pass led to a turnover for Worcester. Leah Evans finding Sam Hill again.
And one.
And down she goes.
Beautiful finish.
That's 13 points for Sam Hill. Can she make it 14 at the line? Well, her number seems to be predicting yes. What a great couple of minutes for the Archers. 4 down. And after this free throw, they could be up by 1. Oh, in and out. Once again, the commentator's curse. I'm just going to stop talking. It might be a boring broadcast, but it might do better for our players. Here's Fraser pushing forward for Worcester. Loughlin with a good catch. Finding space again, but Leah Evans with a good hand in the face there. Adele Atkin trying to barge through, but that left space. And the referees blow in favour of Worcester there.
I believe that's... No, that was a push.
Can you explain that one there, Dan? I didn't quite see what went wrong.
Again, it was a little bit of chair contact on the attacking player as they were moving forwards without having the proper chair position.
Interesting. Fraser once again, very simple out of the restart. 1 pass in, hitting the passer as they come back onto the court, and a very early layup. It's not worked either time for Worcester, but they seem to be trusting that play. Leah Evans on this left-hand side looking for support. Jade Atkin claws it out of the air.
Very good recovery. A beautiful kill from Adele there. And a nice finish.
Once again, that right-hand mid-range shot for Jade Atkin goes down. It is a lead for the Archers.
That sister synergy coming in clutch there with Adele just giving her the space and the position that she needed to put away the easy shot.
I wonder if that's the understanding that they have. And the ball's recovered from the Archers again. The outlet pass was on, but it just couldn't be found. Atkin just over halfway, looking to instigate and drive. She's got options. Leah Evans is open. The mid-range shot goes down.
Very nice. Very nice bit of momentum for Cardiff here.
A huge 2 minutes for Cardiff Met. And it's
brilliant hustle.
Jade Atkin noticing the moment. Not quite able to capitalise, but once again the Archers are all over this ball.
This is a brilliant press.
It's loose again, and the referee's whistle is blown.
I believe that's going Cardiff's way.
You'd assume so, right?
I would hope, yeah, there we go.
Leah Evans is going to take this side out. 16 seconds remaining on the clock in this first half. It's been a fantastic 2 minutes. Can the Cardiff Met Archers put the icing on the cake and finish out strong? If they could go into this with a multiple possession lead, they'd be very happy.
Definitely. Going from, 17-21 down to 25-21 up is a brilliant run for their confidence and for the game as a whole.
A fantastic 8-0 run. She took that a little early.
Very nice finish.
But she'll take it. Couple of seconds for a heave means nothing. Leah Evans with a fantastic bucket to end the first half. It is 27-21. Archers lead by 6. Tom Guntrip very happy with that final performance from the women.
Definitely. Cardiff just came through with a lot more composure there in the last couple of minutes to turn around a 4-point deficit to a 6-point lead.
Enormous. 27-21 from 17-21. That's a 10-0 run in that last 2 minutes for the Cardiff Met Archers. You can't talk about this Cardiff Met Archers performance in that first half without talking about Sam Hill. 13 points and 7 rebounds. Jade Atkin has overtaken her, though, in the rebound category at least. 6 points and 8 rebounds for her. Leah Evans with 8 points and 2 rebounds. These points come in from all over the floor, but like you were saying, it's those forwards that have really made the difference for the Archers here.
Definitely. I think that for Cardiff, the benefit of having 2 massive players in Sam and Jade has just given them the advantage on the offensive boards.
Absolutely.
And it makes Worcester have to split their attention because obviously Jade's a big name, so they know they need to focus on keeping her out of her spots. But the resources they're devoting to that are leaving Sam to get to those spots and get her the buckets.
That's interesting that maybe they're giving too much attention to Jade, and that's what's allowed Sam to get these points down for the Archers. It's interesting as well, Leah Evans, Adele and Jade Atkin and Sam Hill have played the full first half, all 20 minutes. Only one substitution was made, and that Neve Watson came on for the last 5 minutes there of the second quarter. Do you think Coach Guntrip is going to have to rotate a bit more in the second half, or can these girls go all day?
I think they can go all day. They're all very experienced players. They train so regularly here. I think they have it in them to go the full 40. But obviously that's up to the coaches and the players.
Fantastic to see here on our screens the community work that Cardiff Met Archers do here at Kincoid campus, trying to bring through the youth. Fantastic to see people getting the opportunity to play on these amazing courts.
They are very lovely.
How does it compare to Coventry?
I
don't mean to put you on the spot.
I gotta say, as much as I love Cov, the courts here are phenomenal. The floor and the baskets, it's a lot newer and it's a lot higher quality. The facilities here are brilliant.
The investments being made on Kincoid campus and by Cardiff Met as a whole into community projects and growing youth development is clear to see. We're seeing so many young emerging talents across all the teams, across all the sports, but particularly with the basketball program. So it's fantastic to see this, and it's great for kids to be able to come along and see some inspiration from a wheelchair basketball team in a Premier Division.
Definitely. It always helped me as a kid to go and see high-level performance.
That's interesting.
Really inspiring to meet the players, because wheelchair basketball has always been such a niche community for so many years.
Absolutely.
Being able to meet the players at the highest level, just going about the place sort of thing.
Of course.
It's a brilliant experience and really brings it all into perspective.
And look at that, with a massive reaction from the crowd. That's got to be something you store in your mind for so long. You get to score in front of people in a place like this, and also with the push forward of this league, maybe we're going to get more and more talent coming through from people who may be in a wheelchair but haven't realised that they can still compete and take part in these kind of really intense competitive sporting environments.
Definitely. That's another benefit of pushing wheelchair basketball through the media, is making sure that you have disabled people who may not know about a variety of parasports, that maybe haven't heard of it, or maybe are too shy to give it a go.
Of course.
But especially seeing this, little kids.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Seeing kids play, it could just give them the little nudge they need to go and find a club.
Absolutely. And what better sport to spend your time playing than basketball?
Exactly.
I'm slightly biased there. I'm a basketball man through and through. Well, it's been an action-packed first half here at Archers Arena at Kincoid campus, but can they keep it up for another 20 minutes of action-packed play? Worcester are out pretty early. They're getting some direction, getting some rest, and the coaches are looking very, very clearly at some X's and O's there. They got the boards out. Everyone getting hydrated and getting some rest. So it'll be interesting to see what they draw up coming out of the half-time play there. I wonder if they'll be trying to maybe get Sam Hill out of the game, but the unfortunate thing for them is if they cancel her out with extra attention, that's just going to open it up for everyone else.
Yeah, it's a lot of games you'll have to strike a balance between where your focus is defensively and offensively. it's a dilemma for the coaches to consider that I do not have the brain to...
Coaching not interest you at all?
To a degree.
Right.
I'd certainly like to get my qualifications soon, but at a level like this, I think I'm a ways off.
Okay, well maybe one day we'll see you here in
Maybe.
Tom Guntrip's seat. I'm sure he'll be around forever though, so you'll be fighting for that one.
Definitely. Tom, if you watch this back, I'm coming for your job, mate.
Well, you already broke his heart last year in the Bucks finals, didn't you?
Perhaps. Yeah, I was playing for the University of Nottingham in last year's Bucks League, and the final was held up in Nottingham between Nottingham and Cardiff Met.
Of course.
And yes,
you broke his heart.
I may be on the wrong broadcast to say that we...
Oh, well.
Yeah, we won that one.
Well, for the remainder of the show, I'd like for you to refer to we as Cardiff Met, but there we are. Maybe that's my bias. Tom Guntrip there. Maybe he's heard you. He's coming for you.
Oh God. Oh, God.
Well, as the players start to fade back into Archer's Arena, they've got so much on their minds. I bet that they had such an exciting time playing in such a competitive game. It's better when you get a game like this, isn't it? I mean,
Always.
They played Cheshire Phoenix couple of weeks ago, and unfortunately it was a blowout in favour of the Phoenix. The Archers had to struggle through the rest of that game. So it's got to be so much more engaging as a player when you know that not only you're winning, but also that it could slip away at any moment. That's what keeps that focus, I imagine, right?
Yes. Of course, like, everyone loves a little blowout victory, but...
Of course.
The games like these are where you really feel the value of the sport.
Interesting.
When when the games like this, when that final buzzer goes, when there's just, like, 2-4 points in it, that's, like, one way or the other, you still feel the value of the experience having played it. You feel like you've developed, and you know that it's a game that you're going to remember.
That's interesting. Do you feel, is it games like these where you can really gauge maybe personal development or progress, where you're in these tight spots and you find, oh, I can go and I can do that. I've got this move down now. I know how to deal with this situation. I bet it's more of these than those blowout wins. Definitely,
yeah. Blowout wins or losses, it's easy to just sort of put in the back of your mind and say, like, okay, that game's gone.
Nice.
But
yeah.
these ones sort of like force you to think, what could I have done differently? How could I have adjusted this? What can I do to have changed the outcome?
Yeah, so these games are more important for review and revision, so to speak.
Definitely.
Well, looking towards the next half, the Worcester Wolves will be looking to get some more points on the board, of course, but for them, they've had Niamh Horan with 7 points, no one outscoring that. So they've been sharing the points throughout their team, but maybe they need someone to step up and say, I got this, in the way that Sam Hill did for the Archers. Maybe they need someone to say, I'm going to carry us through in the second half. Or would you say they need to keep the team ball?
Always a bit of both. Always a bit of both. I think that...
that's your motto.
Yeah.
Stuff chaos.
Bit of both. Bit of both. I feel like Cardiff have done an excellent job of neutralising Sarah in getting inside the key. Because they have that height advantage, it doesn't always have to be one person guarding Sarah.
Yes.
So they're able to just sort of switch around, and even if she does get into a good position, you have that height matchup to make the shot more difficult.
So it's going to be tough for them then to really get into those positions where they can capitalise if there's that ability to switch around. And I bet that's why Tom Guntrip chose probably to rotate a little less than normal, because that advantage is so key to them being able to capitalise.
Yes, every game plan has to be different for the team that you're playing.
Of course.
And I feel like this one is definitely working out so far. I know Worcester have a very high caliber of mid-range shooters.
Okay.
They were at the beginning of the game. There was a little showing that they were putting a few away, but in that second quarter it sort of dropped off a bit. If they can find their stride again, then we'll definitely have a much closer game on our hands.
Well,
I mean, not that this one isn't close, but
yeah. But we'll go back to where it was back and forth.
Yes.
Obviously, we ended that first half. If you're just with us now, it is 27-21 to the Archers. We ended with a flurry of points for Cardiff Met. 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes. And we're going to see pretty soon whether or not they can keep that going. Tom Guntrip returning to his seat, returning to his duties. He's done his team talk, now he's working on those X's and O's once again. He's got a lot to think about, a lot to plan, and a lot to enjoy. That's the important thing, is you always do see Tom with a smile on his face when the play's going on. He's quite serious now, got a lot to think about. But once the game goes, you see that smile erupt, and you can tell he really loves his job, doesn't he?
Definitely. He's a kindred spirit in his love for basketball.
Well, the Archers hopefully can take a bit of a lesson from that and come out and play with passion and some joy. Everyone's starting to filter back from their changing rooms. Everyone refreshed in the audience. And we will be underway for a little bit of warm-ups just any minute now.
It's always important to keep warm over half-time. Don't want to be heading back out onto that court cold.
Is that tough? Because obviously you need a rest, you need to go get a drink, take a beat. But to then go straight back, does it take that first minute or two after a quarter or a half to really get back into the intensity of the game?
I feel like it depends on the game a lot.
Right.
Because in the national leagues, you tend to have a choice between a 5-minute or 10-minute halftime, whereas in all the WPL games, it goes to 15, which is a lot longer and you're a lot more likely to cool down over the break.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially coming off the bench after the halftime break or even after a quarter, that can be a little rough to get going from zilch sort of thing.
And when you're saying cool down, is that just physical or is that emotional and mental as well?
I'd say physical mostly for myself.
Right. Okay.
I can't speak for others, but
that's what you're here for. You're here to speak for others. You're our expert guest.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, physically, you don't want to be stiff. You don't want your hands to be cold, especially if you're going to be shooting.
Of course.
That the difference it can make to how your shooting motion feels is incredible. It can feel totally alien if
just with cold fingers, cold hands. That's so interesting. You've got to stay away from those metal water bottles.
Yeah,
have to keep on to the plastic.
Definitely.
Well, the coach is giving some final tactical words of advice here. Both huddled around, preparing for a second half. Hopefully, we will remember for a while. This is the first WPL game here at home at Archers Arena. We've been waiting an awfully long time to instigate this season here. It's been 4 months of preparation. Talking to Tom beforehand, that it's been waiting so long. It was meant to be before Christmas and got postponed because of the World Cup of all things. And we're very excited to get started. Here we go once again. Referee coming to the middle and the crowd really getting excited once again for a fantastic second half. Some emotional people after getting an award at halftime. Very good to see the community being rewarded for all their hard work and all that they're doing for everything here in Cardiff and at Campus Kincoid. Well, the players are starting to take their positions now. It'll be interesting to see if we've had any changes since halftime. We're seeing Neve Horan, Hope, Laughlin for Worcester, so similar to what we saw at the break. Adele Atkin, Jade Atkin, Leah
Kat Evans, I think, is on for Worcester now.
Oh, interesting. Yes, number 5, Kat Uren. And 8 seconds in, we get the first whistle. The referees can really dictate the pace of the game, it seems like, can't they?
Definitely. You want to focus on clean play so that you're able to, as a team, dictate the tempo yourselves.
Here is Sarah Hope, a silver medal winner at the 2018 World Championships in Hamburg. Plenty of experience across this Worcester side to get through a tough position, but that's a miss. And it's instantly on the attack for Cardiff Met Archers. Here is Sam Hill. She's been the star of the game so far, looking to get straight back into it. And the referees blow that Worcester way. The pass just unable to make through to Jade Atkins there. I didn't see what was wrong there. Can you explain, Dan?
I believe that was a 3-second call on Adele Atkin.
I see a 3-second call. Okay.
She'd managed to get chair position a little bit earlier in the offense,
right?
And as she cut in towards the key to get the rebound, she hadn't exited the key. So
I see. So those same time precautions that we must have in running basketball still apply here.
Yes.
We've had another stoppage as we've had someone falling out of their chair once again. So it's a side out for Worcester. Here's Laughlin. So agile in that chair, isn't she?
Yes, very good ball handler and finisher, Jade. She's one of the players I play with up in Coventry.
Okay.
And yes, that's an unlucky one.
Well, missed everything there. Not to rub it in. And the Archers get to push it the other way.
We'll put it down to commentator's curse again.
Once again, yes, all my fault. Leah Evans, Ella Archer also returning to the lineup after half-time.
I feel like the refs could have called a little hold there on Sam's chair.
The pass couldn't quite make it through. And whether they've missed it or not, it's Worcester ball.
Either way, it was a nice little nudge from Neve Horan there. It's always nice when you get away with one.
She seems to have gotten all the way through with next to no defense there. Jade Atkin looking for the outlet pass once more. Leah Evans forced outside, looking for help from her teammates. Adele Atkins trying to get in there and cause chaos once more. It's found its way back out to Leah Evans. A longer mid-range effort, bouncing out of the rim, my apologies. And Worcester pushing the other way. Once again trying it down this right-hand side. Forced round. Sam Hill just doing enough to put off the Worcester players. And Leah Evans has options.
They have numbers if they push.
Taking it a little slowly here. Leah Evans goes alone. Gets her own rebound. And she's found Jade on the left-hand side. Looking for the sister-to-sister pass. And the referees do blow.
Some unlucky timing there. I think Adele thought she had to rush the shot because when a player comes out of their chair in the key, it is standard for play to stop. The referees call it for safety.
I see.
So just as Sam came out of her chair there in the middle, Adele caught the ball.
Yeah. So she pushed that shot up.
Had to put it up quickly.
As soon as possible. That's really interesting. It's just so much to think about in this game. And the ball is stolen there.
Very nice take.
Leah Evans with a great catch and a great assist.
Beautiful little turnaround there for Cardiff.
Leah Evans with her 4th assist of the game. She has been dictating play on the offensive end from the get-go. It's 29-21 to the Archers, an 8-point lead. The biggest of the game so far. And it's brought straight back down.
There we go, that little bit of lapse from Cardiff just allowed Sarah to get to a spot and put the ball away.
Well, you're always most likely to concede right after you score. Leah Evans once again hoping to create some magic. A brilliant
Nice
hook pass.
Lovely finish.
Jade Atkin. She is so consistent from that mid-range spot.
Very, very smooth offense there. They're going to be trying to replicate that further through the game.
31 to 23 now after that mid-range effort from Jade Atkin. Oh, all the way around the rim from Worcester, and the second attempt maybe a little rushed. Atkin drew the foul there. Was that a bit of tactical play to draw that foul there? Seemed like she could have gotten away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a little flop from Jade.
Okay.
But it's standard. You see a lot of it.
It's a competitive game. Got to take any advantage you can.
If there's ever a little bit of contact, you want to make sure that the ref sees it.
Absolutely. Jade Atkin finding Leah Evans. A little two-man game there, really seeming to be successful in this second half. They're playing off each other so well. Worcester going to bring it back up here with Niamh Horan. Bell finding space on this left-hand side. Sam Hill had to leave Fraser, and that's created opportunity, but Sam Hope cannot capitalise.
That
Adele
was
Atkin.
a lot of pressure from the Cardiff forwards there on Sarah when she crashed the key. Really denying that advantage as much as they can. That was a lovely finish. That was a lovely finish.
And Lee Evans again with that little finger roll, seeming so confident every time she's down close. Adele Atkin, that's not the first time she's been out of her chair today. She is putting her body on the line for the Archers.
She just can't stay upright.
Well, I'll go with mine. I'll go with mine.
Okay.
She's sacrificing her body.
Yes.
For the sake of her teammates. Niamh Horan out again. It's a real stage of bad luck for Worcester so far in this second half. Only the one make since the reset. Here's Sam Hill. She's found great position again.
Unlucky on that finish. She found a great spot.
She's won it back again.
Very nice block from Sarah Hope there, just smothering the attacker.
3-second violation again called on the Archers.
That was very good cover from Sarah Hope, forcing the pressure onto Sam.
Right.
And then the chair position from the others to deny Jade the shot.
I can see that. So it must be so difficult when you're going for multiple offensive rebounds to not sit in that space. And that's probably why we're seeing the 3-second calls so regularly, right?
The 3-second calls actually come from the passes in between.
Oh,
because every time the ball touches the rim, the 3 seconds reset.
Oh, it's reset.
Also, there tends to be a little bit of leniency for a shooter.
Right.
The ref tends to let it slide a bit while they're taking the shot.
Okay.
But in that situation, because the ball went between them a few times, that ate up the 3 seconds.
Interesting. Leah Evans finding Ella Archer here.
Very nice finish.
An Archer for the Archers. And it's timeout call by Worcester. It is 35 to 23. Archers up by 12. A fantastic display since they've come out from this second half. Dan, what do you make of what we've seen so far?
Honestly, I'm very impressed since coming back from the half. The tempo and the pressure that Cardiff have been putting on Worcester is greatly improved from the first. Worcester just seem to be losing their pressure on the man-out game quite a bit, I think. I haven't seen as many of those since the half. It'll be nice to see their guards use that speed to put pressure on forwards and guards alike from Cardiff in the backcourt.
Absolutely. It's been an absolutely amazing performance for the Archers. And it is 35-23 to the Archers at this time out. Worcester holding hands, trying to get some team spirit going perhaps here as they try to break down the Archers' defense. They're going to need all the effort, they're going to need all the togetherness, they're going to need to work together. And the Archers, almost mockingly, seeming to copy there, just letting you know, anything you do, we can do that too.
Not quite. It tends to be pretty standard to have a team shout at the end of a timeout or a quarter. But
all right, okay. So a huddle with held hands is regular scene.
Yeah, generally. On hands on shoulders, fist bumping, hands on wheels. All tends to work out.
Worcester here pushing it up early. There's Neve Horan trying to create some space. She's been blocked fantastically there, but Sam
Very nice.
with a beautiful tip pass, and Bell just couldn't quite finish it off. That's been the story for Worcester for a little while now. Lots of good opportunities, especially created through Sam Hope. Sarah Hope. My apologies. Well, Sam Hill taking a well-deserved rest there, I'd say. Rebecca Ganley coming on for the Archers.
This will be an interesting substitution to see how the game develops from this, because Becca Ganley has quite a good outside game, but obviously doesn't have the height that Sam Hill does. So
interesting.
See how the offense and defense develops. Oh my.
An audacious effort, but there is Ganley winning it back and finding Jade.
No.
No basket. Foul called on the ground before the shot there. But Ganley instantly getting involved, making things happen. And yes, they've lost that height, so maybe Jade Atkin is going to be a little more isolated down low now without the support. But she's going to have an extra perimeter threat on her side. Jade trying to create some space. Ball tipped there. Ball stays with the Archers.
Good pressure from Worcester, just eating up the clock there. 8 seconds is starting to get into territory where you can't run that many offensive rotations.
Of course. Shot is up.
Unlucky
thought that
from
was
Leah there.
going down there from Leah Evans. We haven't seen a three-point shot made yet.
Brilliant pressure from the Atkin sisters.
And can it be capitalised? Jade Atkin falling away.
Good job. Jade has found her stride now, and once she starts knocking down shots, there's not a lot you can do.
Absolutely. She's up to 12 points and 12 rebounds. What a fantastic second half she's had for the Archers. Worcester get a foul on the shot. On the other way down, she'll head to the line for two, Neve Horan. Not many free throws shot so far in this game. Archers shooting 1 for 3, and Worcester shooting 1 for 3. So it's not a great clip, and not a great volume either. Not too many fouls called.
It's always good to have a clean game, I find.
Oh, yes. It lets the flow of the game continue. I'd be complaining if there were more, so I'm just complaining either way, really. And both of those are unsuccessful for Neve Horan, and Worcester will feel the pain that comes with that. It's a 14-point lead for the Archers, and Jade Atkin is looking to supply the dagger to finish them off as soon as possible.
Beautiful.
Down she goes.
From seasons that I played against Jade in the National Premier League, she is a pain to try and defend once she gets in your half.
I can imagine.
Even if she wants to set up on the outside, she has such a clean shot that...
And she's just generated that turnover, won by her sister. And the foul called on Leah Evans for a push by English.
It's a little partial hustle that Cardiff are putting on. Seems very, very effective at the minute.
It's interesting. It's almost as if seeing Sam Hill drop out for a rest energized Jade to really push forward and do exactly what I was saying maybe Worcester needed, and saying, I got this, I'm going to carry us through.
It's quite possible.
Here is Sarah Hope.
Beautiful work on the block by Kayla Bell.
Is a great entry pass.
Lovely finish from Jess as well.
Just out as well with the finish, her first 2 points of this game. Well, Cardiff shooting 42% from the floor so far, in comparison with a 28% clip for Worcester. There you can see where the game has gone. The chances have been created for Worcester, just not being finished. The outlet pass is on here if they can find it. Dowd as well, finding hope.
Nice. That was a good recovery from Worcester there.
Just out as well, and Hope connecting on 2 buckets in a row there. Interesting to see if that connection can provide a bit more fruit for their labour towards the end of this game.
That was a nice press break set up from Cardiff. Unlucky on the finish.
Unlucky indeed from Leah Evans. And the outlet pass is on. Niamh Horam's got a clear line to the basket. Spins and takes it. And
that was a very nice finish.
And that will finish what has been a fantastic quarter of play. The Archers really pushed them first, and then 6 points in very quick succession for Worcester just keeps them within touching distance. It's 39-29 in favour of the Archers. Dan, how do you think Worcester are going to be able to come back? Is it more of what we just saw there at the end?
I feel like slowing down and smoothing their shooting will benefit them a lot. They've been quite unlucky, as you say, with the field goal percentages, that they've just not had many shots fall in the last quarter. Cardiff have been very efficient with the ball recently, and you can see, like, Jade's energy has shot up. Fantastic. She's found her stride. She's bursting up and down the floor, and she's putting the ball away. I feel like Worcester, just as a team, need to find some of that energy and apply it themselves.
Well, the Archers should be very happy with where they are. After the first quarter, we thought this was going to be back and forth. Leads given from one team to the other, back and forth. It's a 10-point lead. They've got to be comfortable. They'd have taken this before. If someone had offered this before the game, you go into the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead, you'd take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Jade Atkin has 14 points, 13 rebounds. Quite the stat line to take into this fourth quarter. When you consider Sam Hill equally scoring awful lots of points for the Archers, the 13. Just her and Jade have scored 27. It's nearly as much as the entire Worcester team. You said right at the get-go, Dan, that it was going to be down to those 2 forwards to make the difference for the Archers, and that's how it's panned out.
Always feels nice to be almost on the mark. Yes, they've both been very efficient. They've used their height well. They've used their aggression to both defend and attack brilliantly. Another steal there is just, look at the pace that Jade is putting on the floor.
Yeah, she really had to use that. Sarah Hope is trying to mark her out of the game. And it's a huge bucket for the Archers. Brooke Mottram there.
Again, another very good mid-range shooter. Very clean transition basket there from Kaylee English.
Brooke Mottram has a motto. I saw an interview with her as I was preparing for this game. She has a fantastic motto. It goes like this: everything negative is an opportunity for me to rise. I think that's fantastic. I think that's awesome. And we saw there that she had an opportunity, she rose to the occasion, and she puts her first 2 points of the game away to help the Archers regain a 10-point lead.
Absolutely, yeah.
Worcester throw it up quickly. Jade looking for help from her teammates. She gets it, and the ball just
unlucky with the take.
Just loose there. Hope seeing teammates open.
Very good crossing of the floor there by Worcester. Made sure that they capitalised on the 3-on-2. Just unlucky putting the shot away.
And here, Ahmed trying to get through. It's scrappy play, but Atkins comes out on top. Just a little too flat on there. Couldn't quite get the arc over that first rim.
Very good cool control from Jess there to get the pass off, but the foul called for a hold on Jade Atkins.
Well, they did seem to be really interlocked together. Ever since this fourth quarter, they are swarming Jade every time she gets near the ball.
When you have a player of her caliber that starts lighting up the bucket, you gotta adjust what you're doing.
And like you said previously, she's pretty well known, documentaries and lots of social media things, so you've got to think they're coming into this really with her marked in red.
Yeah, definitely. When you have players that have competed internationally, the names were always going to be highlighted on the team sheet.
Leah Evans on that left-hand side, finding teammates. Ella Archer returning the ball. Finding Jade.
Unlucky.
A couple of misses from one of her favourite spots. Great defence on Hope. Finding Niamh Moran.
Ooh. A lapse in communication there from Cardiff, leaving Kayla Bell wide open.
You'd assume so, wouldn't you? There was just so much space for Bell to capitalise on there. Askin getting off the ball really quickly.
I certainly think Kaylee English's man out up the other end on Leah certainly provided a lot of space down here for them to find an angle. Always got to credit the man out play.
Of course, Rebecca Ganley finding Leah Evans. Jade on the turn. Can't get it to drop. The Archers going through a little dry spell here. The lead's down to 8. Worcester have to capitalise on a bit of momentum going their way here. Fantastic run, found brilliantly. The ball stays with Worcester.
I think Worcester, good timeout. This is a good timeout to call. I feel like Worcester need to take down the tempo a little bit. Now that they've taken the momentum out of Cardiff, if they're able to take their time on their offenses and really make sure that they get the right shot out of each play, they are definitely in a position to come back into this game.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking about 10 points as being a great position to be in, but soon it's 8, and then you feel, it's just not quite comfortable for the Met. You've got to think Tom Guntrip, what do you think he's saying there? Is it just all about defense here, or is it these missed shots that he's focusing on probably?
I'd say he's probably giving a similar talk to Simon Fisher at the moment with making sure that you keep your composure, you keep the game at your pace. If you get the transition opportunities, great. But if they don't come easily, then there's nothing wrong with just setting up a set offense, running down the clock, because, of course, when you're in the lead like this, the clock is your friend.
Time is on their side.
Unless you get an easy basket, you want to take as much time as possible to make sure you get the right one.
Okay, well, let's see which coach will come out on top after that seemingly pivotal timeout call. Will Worcester catch up, or will the Archers stream ahead? Substitutions made for the Archers. Sam Hill returning for, I'm assuming, the remainder of this game. Worcester with Horan. It's the same play from that side-out reset.
I can't help but feel that that's a little bit rushed for this point in the game. You want to try and make your offense as dynamic as possible, try and get those angles to break your forwards in.
Archers have been letting them take that shot all game long. They haven't made one of them. Sam Hill, first time she touches the ball. Again, 2 more points.
The consistency that Cardiff have brought today has definitely aided them in getting to this position.
It's really impressive. You can see how much preparation they've been putting in to getting ready for this game.
A very nice cut from Sarah, but just unable to put it away. Worcester have had a very rough day on the rim.
Leah Evans bringing the ball forward. Happy to take it to the perimeter, not rush anything. Finding Jade. And the mid-range is down! How many times are we going to see that today? It's fantastic from Jade Atkin.
A phenomenal shooter once she finds her stride. There's not a lot you can do other than stop her at the halfway line at this point.
Absolutely.
When she gets inside the three, she's just going to be knocking them down like that.
Well, that was a bit of luck for Worcester, but they'll take it nonetheless. Jade Atkin, 16 points and 15 rebounds. What a day for her. Sam Hill not far behind, 15 points and 10 rebounds.
This is a good high defense from Worcester. This is what they need to start to neutralize Jade.
Well, her sister Adele seemed to be away there, but the tip on the pass stopping the Archers from being able to capitalize on that situation. Leah Evans will restart the game for the Archers on this right-hand side out. Finding Sam. Looking to create something inside. A bit of a heave at the end of it.
Not a terrible attempt as far as Hail Marys go.
Yeah.
But like I say, running down the shot clock is what you want at this point.
Of course.
10-point lead with 4 minutes to go. You want to take it nice and slow and steady.
Here's Worcester with out as well. She's got a bit of space, but Jade Atkin filled it very quickly. Unfortunate there for Worcester. But Jane is so impressive watching her live here, because you see everything she does on the offensive end.
Lovely pass.
But when you can see how impactful she is on both sides of the court, that's when you can really understand just how good she is.
Again.
And it's again!
Jade has turned it up. This is what you want to see out of a star player like her. This is the kind of performance that you want in the last two quarters.
It is fantastic play from Jade Atkin on both sides of the court, stopping the offensive play, getting right up and sinking the shot on the offensive end. She's forcing Worcester to take a timeout. They need to save those, you'd think, maybe, as the time ticks away. Cardiff are up by 12 points, 47-35, with just under 4 minutes to go. They'll be starting to feel a little more comfortable now if they can keep this going, Dan.
Definitely. They've been able to up the tempo and just really dominate the last quarter. It's been beautiful to see, and they'll definitely be aiming to try and keep that control going forwards.
I'm so impressed with how Tom Guntrip has set up this Archers team. Defensively, I think they've been fantastic. Really not allowed so many open spaces. Of course, they've created good shots, but they're crowding and switching and surging all over the place. It's real hustle, real energy. I'm so impressed with the way the Archers have been today.
Definitely. Tom's done an excellent job adjusting the game plan and rolling the subs as they come. Changing the style of play with the personnel you have on the floor. He's done great substitution.
Okay, Worcester getting back into the business end of this fixture. Dowd as well trying to penetrate. Can't find much other than Sam Hill. Leah Evans hoping to lead the break. Jade Atkins has position. And no bucket
That was
called.
a very good foul. That was a very good foul from Kayla Bell, was it?
I believe so, yes.
Yes. It was a very good foul, especially in clutch times like this. When someone has an open layup, you want to make sure that you definitely accidentally foul them before they put the shot up.
Absolutely.
So that it resets the play, it gives you a chance to get your defense set up and sets you up to be a lot more stable.
Especially when it's someone like Jade Atkins, because that's just saved them 2 points.
Yes, definitely. That was a foul traded for a bucket.
Yeah.
Going to be very happy with that.
Oh,
Again,
very unlucky.
Yeah. Worcester have a brilliant set of shooters that they Cannon have put on the floor. They've just been very unlucky with the finishes. A very good hustle, though. Again, a lack of communication with Cardiff, just to not have an outlet to bring the ball up the floor.
Absolutely. It's not just a double-digit lead in points, it's a double-digit lead in field goal percentage. Going back to that feeling of maybe the ball not quite bouncing their way again. Sarah Hope with plenty of space.
She's finding a nice spot there with a mismatch just outside the edge of the key. It's just unlucky. There we go. We see Leah Evans calling to slow the play down. Especially two and a half minutes to go. This is where Worcester are going to be feeling it.
Worcester trying to push up in one last chance attempt to attack the Archers. It's good to see that from Leah Evans. I mean, she's had the ball a lot, so she's orchestrating anyway. But to see that she's taking that leadership role and just informing all of her teammates, stay calm, stay cool. I bet that's exactly what Coach Guntrip wants to see.
Definitely. She's one of the most experienced players on the court. I mean, we have a lot of GB experienced players here today. But, yeah, you definitely want to see all of them, Leah included, taking a leadership role there.
Sam Hill, once again, the bucket goes down. Maybe a little bit of competition there between her and Jade for the scoring leader for today. That'll be 17 points for Sam and 18 for Jade Atkin. Minute and 40 seconds left to go. 14 points. I think it may be out of reach for Worcester now.
This sort of lead, they're going to have to start putting up three-point attempts. Brilliant defense from Sam. That's as difficult a shot as Sarah's ever going to take.
I can't imagine anyone hitting that shot with a hand in the face like that.
It's going to be rare. It's going to be rare.
And she's all the way up the court again. Shows how quickly she can get out in the break. She's just here defending the shot, and then she's taking it at the other end in a split second. A little floater there from Jaudezel. And it's in by Niamh Oren. Timeout called by Cardiff Met.
12-point lead, 1 minute to go. If they don't start launching it from range, then Worcester aren't going to have a lot of hope coming into the last minute.
Well, they've got Sarah Hope, but not much else. Lots of substitutions done for Cardiff Met, resting certain players. Sam Hill out again. Jade remaining at the centre of everything.
A lovely finish from Adele Atkin there. The sister synergy coming in clutch.
Once again, sister synergy. That's the first 2 points of the game for Adele Atkin. Assisted by her sister.
So at this point we're going to see, I mean it's a little bit late for it in my opinion, but Worcester are going to start racking up some fouls against Cardiff so that they can put them on the line, hope for a quicker transition.
Yeah.
Try and preserve some of that clock.
Is that a poor decision as possession goes the Archers' way? A huge advantage.
The fouling or the...
No, sorry, is that a lapse of judgment perhaps by the coaches to have left it so late?
Again, a bit of both. You'd expect some of the more experienced players to sort of pick up on it and if not start doing it, then bringing it up to the coaches a little bit earlier. But that could be down to a coaching decision.
Here's Brooke Mottram with 4 seconds to go.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
That is the dagger.
That's going to be game.
That's what will end the day for Worcester. A high five with a high-flying Jade Atkin as Cardiff Met sail into a 16-point lead. 10 seconds left. The shot clock is off. This game is all but done. Jaudezel trying to finish the game with some pride.
2, 1.
Unable to do so. And the Archers have been very successful today. A 16-point victory over the Worcester Wolves A fantastic performance from their two star forwards, Jade Atkin and Sam Hill. What a game it's been here, Dan.
It was not the game that I expected coming in, but the result, obviously, Cardiff are going to be very happy with that. It just seemed that they were a little bit more composed, seemed to have a few more set plays drilled out than Worcester, which contributed to the scoreline in the end. It's a brilliant game.
And it was a fantastic performance from all of them, of course. It's a team game. I don't want to just focus on these two, but it's hard not to. Jade Atkin finished with 18 and 18. I mean, you can't really impact a game that has only 53 points to the winner much more than that, can you?
Definitely. She really turned on in the second half. First half she was quiet. We saw Sam definitely take the lead with scoring. I mean, they shared the offensive rebounds.
Yes.
And controlled the board, but
it was that second half push from her, wasn't it?
100%.
And that's what pushed the Met over the line, really. It was a close game here and there, back and forth, and then that push in the third quarter from Jade just helped them pull away, and the game was never the same after that, really.
Absolutely. Basketball is a mental game as much as it is a physical one.
Absolutely.
And when you have a player that comes through as strong as she did in that third quarter, that just starts knocking down shot after shot after shot under pressure, like you start thinking, what can we do? How are we going to stop this? It puts stress on the coaching team. It puts stress on the players. It's a dilemma.
And as a teammate, when you're seeing someone performing to that level, surely that must energize you to know, like, oh, we've got this. We can really push through.
Definitely. The team spirit will be strong. You'll be cheering each other on as you do. The hype that the crowd brings as well when a player starts heating up, that's all going to push you forward and sort of build that momentum. Momentum is very important in a game of basketball, with the crowd or without.
Absolutely.
But the energy that your teammates bring and that the people watching bring really sort of like builds it up to another level.
It's really interesting there. We have had a fantastic crowd today at Archers Arena. Once again, want to remind you that if you were not able to make it down here today, we will be back next week with a massive doubleheader in the WPL and then the WBBL. Again, both games will be up on Cardiff Met Sport TV if you cannot be with us, but please try and come down here. It's one of the best things you can see on Kincoid campus here, the WBBL and the WPL. For Worcester, any maybe diamonds in the rough? I know it wasn't a fantastic performance, but did anyone stand out to you that maybe can take some positives from this performance?
Their guards did a lot of work. They managed to get a lot of good picking angles, especially in transition. You saw a good few opportunities where they crossed the floor, sealed off picks, and got those opportunities under the bucket. But it was just a lot of their field goal percentage that let them down today. They had a lot of opportunities. They got people into spots where they should be comfortable sitting,
for sure,
and just didn't turn out the way they wanted with when they put the ball up.
Of course, I mean, Neve Horan was their top scorer. She had 13 points this afternoon, but that was on 6 for 22 shooting. It's not really what you want to be seeing.
No.
And Sarah Hope was fantastic in other ways. She had 14 rebounds, but just the 6 points. So unfortunately, that's not really going to cut it when you're coming up against people like Jade Atkin and Sam.
Yes. Cardiff put a lot of pressure on the forwards. They came into the game knowing that Worcester, in terms of forwards, is very dominant with Sarah and don't seem to have much else, but like in terms of height. But and they did a great job of neutralizing that.
Well, Meg is back with an interview with Kayla Bell.
Tough luck out there today. It's been really tough. Must have been really, really hard. What happened to you out there today?
I guess like we were trying to do
out of today, what will you do when you face those top teams next weekend?
I guess just doing what we're doing, make sure we keep our space and know what we're good at, like play to our strengths. I think at times today when we played to our strengths, we were really strong and we kind of showed what we're good at. It's just doing it consistency, which will bring.
And what does training kind of look like for you guys? What's the structure of it throughout the week?
We do a couple of S&C sessions and then we try to get the team together 2-3 times a week and push each other quite hard, so our training sessions are quite intense.
An incredible sport, an incredible league. Do you think there needs to be more like it in the UK?
Yeah, definitely. Being one of the first professional para sports in the country, I think is amazing. The fact that we've led that away, British wheelchair basketball has kind of sorted that and kind of taken it. I think it's just a starting step for para sport and getting it professional in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. And out of your team, who stood out for you today? Who really shone out?
I think some really good individual performances. Sarah Hope kind of finishing under pressure when she could, and then kind of all our ball handlers taking it. I think it's quite hard to pick one.
Yeah.
I'm going to be diplomatic and just say I think as a team we didn't play our best, but kind of next week's a new game, so we're going to just take it forward and develop from there.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks, Kayla. Back to you for now, Dav.
Very interesting there. You don't always get to hear from the losing side, but it's interesting to get that perspective after they've had a tough day here. I mean, it's not going to be a very enjoyable drive home, would you say?
Yeah, no, especially if it's long distance. Luckily, Worcester isn't too far, but it can definitely be a quiet drive if it's been a bit of a rough one.
Yeah, so that's going to be a tough journey home, but one person who's not going to have a tough journey home at all will be Sam Hill, and she's now with Meg.
Dav, I am joined by Sam from the Archers. Congratulations for today. How did you find that?
It was great. It was great to have the home advantage first. So we had a great crowd cheering us on, and yeah, we all played really well together. So I think it was a great game from all of us. Yeah.
You've got a win under your belt now. How will you use that going forward next weekend against Loughborough?
I reckon it will give you energy, hype us up for the next match. Next match will be a hard one, but I think we show what we can do, so we can keep doing it, keep working together, and yeah, see what happens to the seasons to come.
And what changed in the second half compared to the first half? You were flying in the second half.
Second half, we just got together, talked about what we can do, because obviously it's all new teams and everything. So first half is just to figure out how to play it, and then the second half is implementing what coach says, putting it into play, and yeah, just get the ball rolling. Yeah.
And you've got some top players in your team. What do you think it is about Met that entices that in?
Oh, it's amazing to play with such high-level players. This is my first season playing with them, and last season I was just watching their every game, fangirling. So now it's amazing to play with them. Everyone improves, play with such high-level performers. So yeah, it's amazing.
Perfect.
It's the best part. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, and well done for today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we'll be back on the 18th of March for an exciting basketball double-header. And thank you for joining us here at Archers Arena. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bossy,